First and foremost, being a child, the son of Reverend Isaac Lewis Sanders and Irma Jean Ezell Sanders, I'd like to thank my mother and father for creating me just over 34 years ago, and to wish them on this night, since it's 17, 18 hours behind America, happy 39th wedding anniversary. Thank you very much, Mom and Dad. And being a child of Puerto Rican, Scotch-Irish, Native American, and African American / African ancestry, to those ancestors of this land whose footsteps we walk in, who know the sum of gum trees and eucalyptus, womanjika to us all, and thank you for welcoming me in my own dreams. For Tom, since I promised him I'd read a couple of poems too. This is a poem called Twilight Macchiato. Twilight is a curling vineyard, planted desire dampened whispers, suspended pressing, cask dreams, barefoot aftermath of jitterbug angels. Twilight is an obsidian ocean, coagulating shadows of ancestor tears, volcanic Ceylon flakes, virgin swamp paddy billows, arrested hush of pulsar incandescence. Twilight is a honeymooner's broken hourglass, scattered magnetic refrigerator words, stuttering ink-stained ideas, kissing orchids into your mouth.
My first two pieces are from a Fringe Festival show that I recently did called Under the Neon Globe, and they're two of the monologues. If lovers are drunkards, then I am in love with the bottle I keep by the stove. I check all day to see if it is filled, the same way I search for you in each street. If lovers are drunkards, then I am sober and mewling and cursing the world, dreaming of your touch. And if I was brewing moonshine, perhaps I would choose to drink instead of love and find peace. Instead, I sit dead sober watching meaningless neon ribbons. The city, she still has her black broken streets where even the puddles have lights. We are back on track. We are connected to the grid. We are the new country. Somehow, I don't quite believe it. All of us running on the slightest edge. The old neon promise that beneath its light, we will find what we're searching for. I think of you in these drag-on days, when I stand in hot afternoon slick beneath the thin skin of the city's perspiration. I think of your fingertips sliding around my waist to the molasses of my back, fingerprint smears and salt ripples to my neck, the heat of you behind me, but not quite touching, so that when you dip your head to my candle wax neck, it drives a shiver pure through me. Mouth lapping fine salt mist, lighting every taper beneath my flesh to the bright flush burning through me, brighter than air, brighter than the beating sun of the city. I was slick and incandescent, and more than a little wanton in those radiant afternoons, each of us barely touching. moving in flickering rhythm, the summer on heat, in those drag-on days.
My brother is really sick and tired of poetry readings and people not reciting politics and stuff. And I said, well, write your own bloody political poem. And he didn't. So I wrote this in response. It's called I Thought I Wanted. I wanted to write a poem about the state of the world, about the global economy, about socialism versus capitalism, about the tiny percent getting obscenely rich on the backs of the poor and getting poorer. I wanted to write of terrorist wars being fought in the name of stamping out terrorism, of fossil fuel compared to renewable energy, of burning our rainforests and damming our rivers, of orangutans and apes and how much of our DNA going the way of all those other extinct animals. I wanted to rail about the corruption of our young, of the sexualisation, exploitation of our children and constant violence on our TV sets. I wanted to rail about the need to consume to keep this failing economy going. I wanted to write about the increasing disintegration of families, of the starvation of millions, billions, of the third world debt growing and growing and growing, of bailing out bad bastards at the expense of the masses. I wanted to write so many things, but I don't want to preach to the converted, and I can't convince the unconvincible. So then I decided I wanted to be a landlord. I wanted to be a shareholder. I wanted to sail around the world 7 times on my yacht from my main home in the Bahamas. I wanted to own everything my heart desired and to share my wealth with the undeserving poor. I wanted to do so many things as I floated in my Olympic-sized pool at my favourite home in Hawaii. I wanted to be massaged by a different 20-year-old every day and have my body tweaked and tucked by the best surgeons in the world. I wanted to jet to outer space and pay $30 million for the privilege. I wanted to buy art from all the corners of the planet to add to my gallery and collect little people till I had every one I wanted in my own pocket. I wanted so much, but I guess now I'll have to settle for writing and reading poetry to the glitch crowd. Being money poor, being bodily loved, being humanly connected, being worldly aware, being selfless in a selfish sort of way. I don't want to be a pushover. Saying what I think, no matter how inappropriate, expressing my emotions fully at any given opportunity, railing against man's injustice to man and woman, and settle for a life not in a big spotlight, but just a little one. Not rich in money, but rich in substance, rich in friendship, rich in art, rich in words, rich in listening, seeing, feeling, being, rich in us. That's what I want.